Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello everyone, I'm Kiris. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, May 12th through Saturday, May 18th, 2024. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. May's night sky holds a lot of mystery and intrigue. The two planets, Venus and Jupiter, they are referred to as the greater and lesser benefics. Jupiter, the greater benefic, the kingly planet, the largest planet in our solar system, and Venus, the queen of heaven as the ancients called her, also the lesser benefic. They are both not visible in the night sky in the month of May. This is of great significance in astrology. On the evening of May 12th, Sunday, the moon is close to Pollux and Castor. Those are the two fixed stars, the twin stars in Gemini. Even though they are known as twins, they really don't look alike. Pollux is a bit brighter and it's a golden star, while Castor is a white light. They'll rise before sunset and travel across the sky's dome before setting near midnight. And this is with the waxing crescent moon. On Monday, the evening of May 13th, we have what's called the Beehive. And the Beehive is located in the constellation of Cancer, the crab. And in this Beehive, it is a lovely open star cluster that contains around 1,000 stars. We will be able to see this, and the moon will glow to the upper right of this gorgeous star cluster called the Beehive. Also in the evening of May 15th, we have the first quarter moon hanging near the bright star Regulus, also known as the royal heart of the lion. It is the brightest star in Leo, the lion, and they will be visible through a few hours after midnight. May 17th, the moon reaches its apogee, which is the farthest distance from the Earth in its elliptical orbit around the Earth. On May 18th, we have Jupiter making a superior conjunction with the Sun. What this means is that from our point of view on Earth, Jupiter is on the other side of the Sun, makes its superior conjunction, and can't be seen from our position here on Earth. Sunday, May 12th, we are starting off the week with the moon in her castle at home in the sign of Cancer. Now, Cancer is a cardinal water sign ruled by the moon. Cancer is deeply perceptive and has emotional intelligence. We say for the sign of Cancer, I feel. Cancer feels very deeply and takes everything extremely personally. In astrology, we also say that Cancer the crab will lose their claw before they let go of something. Cancer holds on to emotion. Cancer is very moody because Cancer's moods and emotions fluctuate just like the moon, its ruler. Cancer also represents the stage of development in astrology where we are going into adolescence. We're not a child any longer. We're not a young adult yet. We are fluctuating in that hormonal mood, emotional swing between child to young adult. This is what the sign of Cancer connects to. And so Cancer is very resistant in a lot of ways to grow up, to mature. Cancers are big babies. They take everything as if it's about them emotionally. And Cancer feels, it knows how you're feeling. Now, why this is important and why I'm mentioning this for this week, and also it is because how the week is starting off, is that this week we do not have the element of air In astrology, there's fire, air, earth, and water. All four of those elements of life mean different things. The planetary lineup this week, along with Venus and Jupiter not being visible, the lack of air, and air being life, animals, plants, humans. We need air to keep on living. It's the breath. You could go for a few days or a bit without food, a little bit without water, but without air, your life is cut off almost instantaneously. So air being representative in astrology of calm, peace, level-headedness, not running away with the emotions. Air being life, clarity, calming down. Think about what it is that you do instinctually and naturally when you want to calm down. You take a breath, you stop for a moment. If you've ever seen kids or had kids fighting with each other, and we have to say, time out, we've got to separate you two, go to your rooms, take a breath and settle down. This is the element of air, because when we are just in the emotion and losing our heads and not thinking things through, not thinking about what we say, what actions we take, as we start off the week with the moon at home in super sensitive, touchy, watery Cancer. And as we go through the week and the whole week, the planetary lineups are not in air except for the outer generational planet Pluto in Aquarius, but the up-close personal planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and then Jupiter and Saturn, none of this has the element of air. The extreme emotion of this week as the moon is waxing and building, and on Sunday the moon checking in with the other planets. The moon made a square to Mars in Aries on Saturday, and then on Sunday the moon makes a sextile aspect to Venus in Taurus, the Sun in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter in Taurus. This is the blending of earth and water. Then the moon at home in Cancer makes a trine flow to Saturn in Pisces, and a square again to Chiron in Aries, Mercury in Aries. So this is like the moon checking in, making connections to all of these other planets without the element of air. Air moves things. Think of the atmosphere. Think of when you walk into a room and you can feel the atmosphere of the room. If the air, the atmosphere is heavy, if it isn't light, if it doesn't feel good. So the element of air is very much needed this week and to be paid attention to, because if you find things getting too emotional, too hot, there's no air in the room, take that time out, take that space to breathe, to calm down, to come back to center. Taking a walk outside, for instance, in the sunshine and breathing the fresh air has so many benefits. Clearing your head and the dopamine, serotonin chemicals that make you feel good. So all of this, as we just start off the week with the moon in super sensitive Cancer, is remember to breathe and bring in that element of air, which is life itself. Even something like doing spring cleaning and clearing away the clutter, and the room just feels lighter, not so heavy. Do this for yourself. Remember this always, but especially this week without the element of air. How many times in readings, a million times and then some, one of the main conflicts in relationship is, let's say, for instance, a husband just wants his space. He doesn't feel like engaging. He wants to just be in his own head, calm down his mind, whatever, just needs space. Give yourself the space and allow your partner to have space. All of the times, a client will call up and ask, "What's wrong? He hasn't gotten back to me." And I will ask, "Well, when did you last hear from him or text him?" This kind of thing. And they'll say, "This morning, a couple of hours ago." And think about what that is when you're expecting someone to immediately jump and stay connected when, for whatever reason, they may just want some space. Think about this, because that very close-up, personal, clingy kind of energy, as we're starting off the week, which can get quite touchy and moody, is not the way to go. I'm not saying don't be close and all of that kind of thing, but there is no air this week. And an outer generational planet like Pluto, that's a very slow-moving planet that moves a generation in a new and different direction. It's not the same kind of thing as your personal planets in your daily astrological calendar, for instance. Give the space, take the space, and do the best you can to not cling and try to control a situation. The element of air in astrology is planning, strategy, level-headed. How can you have a conversation? How can you plan for the future? How can anything get done without the element of air? So feel the atmosphere you're in this week and give yourself the space. It is highly needed this week, in particular in astrology. On Monday, the Moon's Day, May 13th, we are now transitioning from overly sensitive Cancer to the Moon going into very dramatic Leo, fixed fire Leo. Now, the Moon is what we need. It's what we're hungry for. And when the Moon is in Leo, this is pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Leo loves to entertain. It's creative. It's very expressive. But fire is also the need for excitement, to keep things popping all the time. What's the next exciting thing? And so with this Moon in Leo, which can stir up the drama just because they're bored at times, this Moon in Leo makes a fire trine flow to Mars, the warrior, in Aries. This kind of energy, which is wanting to be paid attention to, and wanting it to be very dramatic and exciting all the time, it's hard to relax with that kind of energy. If the people around you want their space, give them their space. If you need the element of air, which is to just breathe and calm down, and you want your space, make sure that you have that. If you're in that place of Moon trine Mars in the element of fire, and people don't want to join along with the hyped up excitement, fiery passion, then find something on your own to entertain yourself. You know, the Moon trine Mars in fire, it can be a lot of energy and a lot of fun. It's great for exercise, going and exploring and doing new things. But again, no air. Tuesday, May 14th, we have the Moon still in fiery Leo, making a square aspect to Venus in Taurus. Now, Venus in Taurus is comfortable. Venus is in her castle, her home sign, her domicile. And Venus in Taurus has everything that she needs to be happy, to enjoy, to have pleasure, to be out in nature, let's say, or whatever the sensations are, which is what Taurus rules over. Venus is happy. She's kind of like, I'm satisfied. I really don't need anything. But that Moon in Leo making a square to Venus in Taurus is pushing, nudging, stirring up the conflict. We're looking at a square aspect, which is let's take action. Venus in Taurus is very content. It's like the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try to fix it, which the moon in Leo is inclined to need attention so badly that it's stirring the pot where everything is just fine. The moon in Leo then makes a fire trine flow to Chiron in Aries. Now a trine is ease. It's a flow. And so the Leo trining a Chiron in Aries would be if you're feeling like you're not being paid enough attention, everyone else is off doing their own thing, quite content, then do what Leo loves to do. Focus on yourself. Wednesday, May 15th, which is Mercury's day, we have Mercury entering the sign of Taurus. Now this is just so smooth and persuasive when it comes to the art of sales, promotion. Mercury in Taurus with Venus in Taurus now is the way you can smooth things out. Think Barry White with Mercury in Taurus. It's the ability and the power, the connection that you have to the planet Mercury to be so diplomatic, to make peace. Also on Wednesday the 15th, we have the second quarter moon at 25 degrees Leo. So when we cross over from second quarter, now building towards full moon, the energy is becoming more intense and building up. This is the summertime time of the moon phases, second quarter to full moon, no matter what season we are in. So a lot of light, a lot of energy and power when we go from second quarter to full moon. Mercury changes signs. It has been in the sign of Aries with that retrograde for a while, but now it is entering calm, peaceful, fixed earth Taurus. Mercury is the mind and how we think, and so with Mercury entering fixed earth Taurus, the thinking about and reflection and contemplation on the things that you want to last in your life, Taurus is fixed, and also the things that you would like to build and increase in your life. Jupiter is in Taurus, and this is about growing things. Mercury in Taurus is about the value of things and what you would like to stand the test of time. Also on the 15th, we have the moon changing into cool, dry Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Now the moon in Virgo will make an earth trine flow to its ruler, Mercury in Taurus. This is fabulous for communication, but along with communication, Virgo loves to perfect. They are devoted to their work. This aspect here, moon trine Mercury in the element of earth, is so supportive in putting your focus on the work that you love, giving yourself the space to do so. It's needed with the moon in Virgo trine Mercury in Taurus. Put your mind, Mercury, on the relaxation and that sense of not only peace, but timelessness in the sense of when you're lost in what it is that you love. If you're trying to work on something, Mercury trine the moon, and the people around you won't give you the space and the air to breathe, to work on what it is that you love, the Mercury changing now into the sign of Taurus can not only put its foot down about it, but be quite stubborn about how you are establishing the boundary. That was the new moon in Taurus, the boundary and the space for you to do the work that you love uninterrupted. Moon trine Mercury in the element of earth. Also with the moon trine Mercury in the element of earth, if you are inclined to garden, if you have a garden, anything in nature that it is that you would love to grow, this is a very auspicious aspect to have. People lived in an agriculture society for thousands of years. What was happening in nature was of utmost importance to them. Their survival depended on it. You can look at a farmer's almanac today and see the moon and astrological notations as far as the prediction of weather. And the prediction of weather in astrology is essential. That is the heart and soul and the foundation in astrology, which is our connection to nature and the natural world, the continuation of life. Thursday, Jupiter's day, we still have the moon in Virgo making an inconjunct Antisha to Mars in Aries. Now, Mars in Virgo is in its joy. So this Mars in Aries making this inconjunct Antisha aspect with the moon in Virgo is making all of the adjustments and changes, the adaptations that need to be made to make your work more refined than it has ever been before. Friday, May 17th, we still have the moon in Virgo, making Earth trine flows to Venus in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, the Sun in Taurus, Jupiter in Taurus. Now, these aspects here that tie in with the moon and the Venus ruled. This is so sensual and earthy in the best sense of the word, where you just take in all of the physical sensations that make you feel Venus at home in Taurus. It doesn't get better than that. Saturday, May 18th, we have the moon in Virgo making an Earth trine flow to the Sun in Taurus, Jupiter in Taurus. The sensuality increases it with Jupiter, the greater benefic, tying into this Earth trine flow, and the Sun in Taurus, which is the expression of Venus-ruled Taurus. Also on Saturday the 18th, the moon will then change and move into Libra, which is Venus-ruled. Now, the moon in Libra is making an air trine flow. We have some air now. Moon going into cardinal air Libra, making that air trine flow to Pluto in Aquarius. So this is where the deep emotions of the moon in Libra, which also has to do with the past and the subconscious drives, the need for relationship, making that air trine flow to Pluto in Aquarius. This is very light. Things start to bring in that calm and peace and breath again. This is a go dancing and play kind of aspect after all of the heavy, no air staleness, the suffocation with no air during the week and the need for space. So have some fun. Keep it light, of course, always with air. The air elements are the elements of it just isn't that deep all of the time. Everything isn't a big emotional thing, at least not for the air signs in the element of air. Just have some fun. The Sun in Taurus makes a conjunction to Jupiter in Taurus. That's that superior conjunction that we don't see because from our perspective, it's the opposite side, the other side of the Sun from where we are located. But that Sun conjunct Jupiter can still be, even though it's not visible, it's mysterious, it's intriguing, but it also brings in gratitude because with Jupiter, which is always saying thank you, Jupiter always looking at the glass half full, not empty, no matter what is going on. So looking at the blessings in your life and being grateful for them. This is the Sun conjunct Jupiter that we don't see up in the sky. Jupiter has disappeared from the night sky for the moment, but that is the time with this aspect as we're closing out the week to just say thank you for all of the beautiful bounty and blessings in your life. The gift of this Jupiter in superior conjunction is knowing that when people try to control and they don't want to give you your space, this kind of thing, a big part of what's behind that is the fear that they could lose you. One of the reasons why Cancer clings and holds on so tightly is because it's a sign of the zodiac that needs reassurance that they are safe, that all will be okay, that they won't lose you, lose their loved ones. Remember, Cancer will lose the claw before it let goes. So Jupiter in superior conjunction, the kingly planet, bestows upon those that may be fearful that all will be well. You are safe. You are loved. Give this gift. If you know that someone in your life is just holding on too closely out of fear that they could lose something, and this is a part of how we bring in that element of air. When we let someone know it's all good, it's all going to work out, you don't have to be afraid, and we reassure. This is one of the blessings that Jupiter, the benefactor, gifts us with. Thank you, everyone, for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. Open up the windows, let the light, let the fresh air in, let things move and be what they are. Thank you. I will see you all in the stars.